What's up, everybody? Mike Lazarecki here, and today we're going to be talking about the long-awaited announcement of the Sony A7S III. Happened yesterday morning, and gonna be honest, I'm pretty impressed. Let's get into it. So as I said, yesterday morning, Sony officially announced the Sony A7S III. The Sony A7S III has been something that has been rumored to be on its way for, I don't know, something in the ballpark of like 3 years. And I gotta tell you, I am really excited to get this camera in my hands and try it out at some point. Now, I've been excited about camera releases a lot lately with the Canon EOS R5 and the R6. The Blackmagic Cinema Camera 12K got announced earlier this month, and now the Sony A7S III. And to be honest with you, initially when I first saw the specs that they were putting out for the A7S III, I was a little bit underwhelmed. It wasn't a new higher resolution. It didn't really have anything that to me looked like it was going to be all that exciting. And then the R5 actually came out, and all the overheating issues started happening and all of that stuff. And I don't want to get too much into that specific, brand war type of scenario, but I do want to mention that basically everything that's happening with the R5 and the overheating makes it an impractical camera for me. So I have officially canceled my pre-order on that camera because there's no point. It won't be practical for my workflow. So then when I looked deeper into the A7S III specs, I got a lot more excited as I started to read a little deeper into this. And then when it reached the whole passive cooling thing and no overheating with unlimited record times, I thought, yeah, okay, sure. But then I saw some more reviews from some YouTubers who have used the camera for a little while, saying that they were not able to get it to overheat. And that, in combination with pretty much every video mode being 10-bit and its ability to externally record 16-bit RAW, which 16-bit RAW, that's amazing. All of those things combined, to me, makes this actually a cinema camera that can take 12 megapixel stills. The fact of the matter is, this camera could compete with a lot of very high-end cinema cameras that are far more expensive. So in case any of you missed the release announcement or any of that stuff, let's go over some of the specs real quick. And forgive me, I'm going to read it from my phone because that's still pretty new information. So it's obviously full frame, 12.1 effective megapixels. It's got IBIS built in. Now, I know Sony IBIS is not necessarily the best IBIS on the market for like handheld shooting, but it also doesn't seem to have quite as much of the wobble issue that Canon is experiencing right now. If we get into the video specs, this is where this thing really kind of goes crazy on you here. So you have H.265, it's XAVC-HS 422 10-bit in 4K, all the way from 24 frames a second all the way up to 120 frames a second. All of it's 10-bit. You also have that available in H.264 XAVC-SI, which I believe is their all-intra codec. That's in 422 10-bit, and that is from 24 frames a second up to 60 frames a second in 4K, which is incredible. Add to that the external recording modes, and believe me, I'm just grazing it. There's a lot more available than just what I'm saying. Like I said before, you have raw 16-bit external recording. Now that's 4.2K at up to 60 frames a second in 16-bit raw. That's incredible. On top of those things, you get Sony's awesome autofocus. You have the new vari-angle screen. That's something we've all been asking for from Sony for a long time. That vari-angle screen combined with the newly redesigned menu system that allows for touch functionality. And if you combine all of these elements together, you've got what is basically a micro cinema camera that is a total powerhouse. And it's for, what, $3,500? And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now, that at some point in the relatively near future, I will own one of these cameras. I may not pre-order it right now. I want to see how it performs a little bit early on here, but I want this camera so bad. So listen, guys, I know this was a short video and it was just me kind of recapping some stuff, but I was excited about this camera, so you can't really blame me. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing, and yeah, I will see you guys next week. Later.